after show for the, what did we call this episode, Mikey?
The Realm of Unknown.
All right, the Realm of Unknown. Now, Rebecca's already laughing. I don't know.
Sorry.
You didn't even introduce yourself or anything. You're just like, ah.
Yeah.
So, well, we just did the main show with Liz.
Mm-hmm. From Ouch, Was That a Ghost?
I don't know. I really like her.
Yeah, I love listening to her. I mean, like I said, when she had her co-host and even by herself, they're so fun to listen to.
Here's the thing. Now we're new to this and we started about the same time. So we're, there's no manual to do this.
Right.
If you're out there and you think, just sitting down and doing a podcast like this is easy, it's really not. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Yeah. A lot of trial and
error.
Trial and error.
Did you forget that saying?
I did.
Okay. Now we're lucky because we have, Mikey does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, right?
I do.
You do a lot of our editing and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. So that probably cuts down on a lot of stuff with the two of you.
Right. Now I do a lot of research.
And I'm just the pretty face.
Yep. So it's
the pretty voice.
Well, you add a lot to it. Your opinion does matter here. Because I like to hear.
Well, thank you.
Now it doesn't matter. It's nice to have a sounding board.
I know.
Now I hate to say it, with Ouch, Was That a Ghost? She's kind of doing this solo, so she's for trucking on. I mean, you got to give her props. She's figuring it out and she's carrying on, and that's I like those kind of people.
Yep.
Those kind of people that are those are the people that make the world go around. I also like the story. She's really good at it. So
yeah,
I can't say enough good things about her. Now, there's also. Did you look at the other Natasha?
The cryptid, creeps, and conspiracies. Yeah.
I listened to her as well, Natasha.
Okay.
I have a hard time with her name. It's just so long.
Natasha. I like it though.
Yeah. So I like her stuff too. So
okay.
I'm hoping she's listening to us too, and she's probably laughing at the Bigfoot and the dragon discussion.
Yeah.
I can see that.
On and off switch.
Yeah. Yeah. Now for the after show, we're going into another realm of the unknown, right?
We are. What are we going into, Mikey?
Aliens.
So this conversation's going to be a little different.
It is. Yeah.
Because I want to say none of us are on the same page with aliens.
What is your take on it?
My take on aliens, I do believe alien life exists.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to joke a lot about, aliens and, they lock in their spaceship as they drive by Earth.
Yeah. They say skip that one.
Whether they're visiting us, it's a nice sentiment that they're going to come by and, drop by for the holidays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. My reality is life exists out there, whether it's visiting Earth. Part of me says no, but part of me says, yeah, they could. So where do you stand? Does aliens exist?
I don't know. For me, I'm such a middle of the road person to where I know that there's probably something else out there. There's probably some other life form somewhere, but I guess you just never know for sure.
Okay. So you want them to come over and say, "Hey, we're here." A message, a postcard, something.
I guess if you put it that way, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I just I know like this. I mean, I think that this isn't our only realm. I think there's probably other realms or other, planets that have life forms that, maybe we just haven't discovered
Wait a
yet.
minute, planets or realms? Are you talking like, are we going into like multi-dimensional here? You think there's like the multiverse?
I don't know. Maybe that was a poor choice of words. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, it's not a bad choice of words, but so alien life, so I don't know.
I guess there's so much that we don't know for sure. I mean, I guess
humans, we're
always,
stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's always a possibility, but I'm not like, yes, there is,
Right.
So
Mikey, I know your stance, but for the record,
I do not believe in them.
so they don't exist, period.
No.
However, now Rebecca brought up another interesting point. You don't believe that there's another, in our dimension, you don't believe there's other people, right?
Right.
Now, but you believe in the multi-dimensional?
Yes, I do.
And they can exist in other dimensions.
Yes. I believe that they can and do exist in other dimensions, just not in ours.
Okay.
And I can see that. I mean, I kind of see that. I mean, we don't know.
You are so wishy-washy.
I know. I can't help it.
Oh my goodness. Just one or the other. Now, here's the thing. 42% of U.S. population believes in UFOs.
Okay. Well, that's because they make these like movies about them. They're like, yeah, there's got to be UFOs.
So, I don't know. I mean, just because they made a movie about them.
I think people see the movies and they're like, and this maybe is where I get it from. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that's a possibility. I don't know.
So what about the government coming out and saying aliens exist and UFOs are existing? How do you both feel on that?
I'm unsure about that one. Because I don't know.
You got to speak in your mic a little more.
I have mixed emotions.
Well, we watched The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay.
And that was just like, that was crazy to me. I'm sorry, but I don't see where these people got all their money to like test all this stuff with all that equipment that they had. But I mean, they had they had
it's
glimpses.
a production.
It's a production. I mean, they had glimpses of stuff that they couldn't explain and things that they couldn't explain, but I don't know. It was just crazy to kind of think about, like, what if that stuff is like real, like.
So, and Skinwalker Ranch is a show. It's a TV show.
Right.
So.
But it's a documentary, right?
Well, there's an interest there. So here's my problem. Here's the problem, and it's the same problem with ghosts that I have with aliens as well. It's the same issue.
Okay.
If somebody could make money off of it, somebody could hoax it. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those things. If you could make money, and Skinwalker Ranch is on TV, and here's the thing. If they have every episode you watch the Skinwalker Ranch has something happen.
Yeah.
Because if nothing happens, why would you have a show?
Exactly. Well, they only had 4 seasons, so they ran out of stuff that happened. So.
Well, no, they haven't. They haven't produced the next stuff that's supposed to happen again.
Well, no, it's been off for a while now.
Well, maybe it just didn't have enough funding for it to do that way. Maybe here's the thing. A lot of those people that were on that show are off doing other things too.
Yeah.
So that could be the case as well.
And whoever was investing for them to do this stuff probably ran out of money.
Well, maybe they ran out of money. Maybe he said, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I would like just to,
Yeah.
I think what they were saying is, they're saying the more that they were doing it, the more the activity ramped up.
Oh, okay.
So maybe the owner said, well, maybe we stop the activity for a little bit and let's see if it goes back to normal. Let's see, I would think, well, okay, let's say you're a ghost, okay? And aliens might be the same way, but let's say you're a ghost.
Okay.
Okay. A Kardashian dies, right? They like to be in the spotlight, right?
Right.
Do you think that Kardashian ghost is going to want to just like fade off into the sunset?
Probably not.
Nope. She's going to go find someplace to haunt.
They'll try to make money from the grave somehow.
Right. Exactly. I mean, can you imagine that wouldn't be too bad. Now, aliens, I don't know if there's some alien up there that says, okay, they're getting ready to turn on the camera. Can we let's do something over on the other side of the ranch?
Yeah.
Let's see how many times we can make them run across that ranch today.
Yeah. Let's see how much we can mess with their minds.
we put as humans, we put mice in like complex mazes to have them chase around a piece of cheese, right?
Yeah.
If you were a higher intelligence, what?
So the aliens are mice now?
No, we're the mice.
Oh yeah, we're the mice and they're setting traps for us. Okay. Sorry, the comparison there just.
How many times on the Skinwalker Ranch? How many times did you see them like, oh, something happened over there, and then like they run over there, and they're like, no, something's happened over there now.
Yeah.
They basically ping pong. That's aliens playing ping pong. They're playing Atari with human beings. Ghosts do it too. Don't get me wrong. Hey, they all left the living room. Let's knock something off the shelf. Everybody comes running in. All right, go upstairs in the upstairs and stomp a few times. I'm telling you, if I was a ghost, I'd be doing this exact same thing.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That's why I almost want to believe ghosts exist, because they're doing exactly what I would do if I was a ghost.
Yeah. I mean, I think as far as I believe, I think there is some like life after death. I just don't know what it is. So,
right.
Yeah,
Now, aliens. So, aliens, we know that we found evidence of organisms on Mars.
Okay.
That's a fact, Mikey.
Okay.
Okay. So if there was signs of life, that means at one point they may have had life.
Right.
We know 4 point some odd billion years ago, and we can't really calculate. We say that, but we don't really know. We don't have we don't have records that go back that long, because we're just taking a guess.
Okay.
It could have been a couple million years ago. We don't know. It could have been a couple 100,000 years ago. We don't know. We're just not sure, because we haven't been there. We haven't, sorry, we don't have boots on the ground. We don't have, this is what we have. And carbon dating has been somewhat of a mystery as well. Okay. So, but they do know that they have found the remnants of life on Mars. So just with that evidence, aliens exist.
Okay.
Okay. Right, Mikey?
Okay.
So you believe aliens exist? If you have life on another planet that is not native to Earth, that would be an alien, correct?
Yeah.
So if they found signs of life on another planet, that is alien life, correct?
Yes.
That means at least aliens existed at one point then, correct? Because we could prove that.
That is fair.
Now, we know water is not just bound to Earth, because we found evidence of ice and water on moons of Jupiter.
Okay.
They found evidence of water on Mars.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So that the first sign of life is having water, which means if there's water, there is probably life. It's not an absolute certainty, but that is a key component on alien life.
Okay.
Okay. So Mikey believes in aliens now.
Yeah. Haha, we got
He
him.
just does not want to admit it, do you?
We got them.
Okay, that is fair. Okay.
Are you a believer now?
Well, now the question is, do they still exist or not?
Now that is a good question. So,
Because we don't know. Do we?
no, we don't.
Okay.
They didn't send us a postcard yet.
Okay.
Here's also some of the things that we found out as well.
Okay.
So we have gotten some weird radio transmissions back from way out in the galaxy.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, radio waves and TV broadcast, stuff like that. Those, you know how that works, right, Mikey? You're taking these classes, right?
Yeah, that's basically like frequencies and stuff.
Right. So there are frequencies. So Earth is putting out all kinds of frequencies, and we put out more and more frequencies all the time.
Okay.
Okay. We broadcast out there, and we have big, giant satellites that are used as receivers to come back to Earth.
Okay.
Okay. We also created a time capsule that we put a golden record, as well as a record player, and all kinds of stuff, illustrations. We threw that in out there for aliens to look for. Did you know that?
I think I remember hearing that somewhere. Yeah.
I do not remember that, but
Yep.
okay.
That's a real thing. So you got to. We did that for a reason, because we think there is life out there.
Like an experiment.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
You got to project your voice.
Okay. I thought I was.
No, you're not.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So with that, we've got some weird frequencies back from the outskirts of the galaxy that it's not just noise. It's something. We're just not sure what it is.
So how long has that been research? Has it been a while or
Oh yeah, we have a program called SETI.
SETI?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what SETI is?
I do not.
No clue.
You don't know what SETI is?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
We said that in unison. Good job, Mikey.
Thanks.
I can't believe you guys don't know what SETI is.
I
I
have-
just haven't learned it in science yet.
I don't know if you're going to learn it in science.
I mean, nobody's talked to me about it, so
So SETI, which SETI is the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, I believe is what it stands for.
Interesting.
And they have giant, huge. Basically, they scan outer space to try to pick up noise, radio frequencies, a message, a telephone call, something like that from outer space.
okay.
So, and they're a big organization, and they've been around for quite a while. Does it say how long they've been around? You're looking it up now, right?
Yeah, it looks like they were brought to life in November of 1984. Interesting.
Yep. So they've been around longer than Mikey's been around.
Yeah.
They've been almost around almost as long as you've been around.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than them, but not too much.
Right. So they basically just scan the world or scan the universe for any kind of transmissions or anything like that.
Okay, then.
So here's now UFOs and aliens, I think they're different, okay?
Okay.
They're
yeah.
not the same. A UFO is a unidentified flying object,
Right.
okay? Now, that UFO is obviously going to be identified by somebody, generally whoever put it out there.
Right.
But a UFO, if I look up in the sky and I see something that I don't know what it is, technically that's a UFO.
Technically, it is. Yeah.
So that's not really the same as I guess it is and it isn't the same as a flying saucer. So
Okay.
A flying saucer is what they used to call alien ships.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Mikey, you looked a little confused
I know.
there.
You've never heard of that before?
I mean, I've heard of UFO, and I've just never heard the term flying saucer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because they look like little saucers.
Yeah. Well, they're different shapes. There's what, 4 or 5 different shapes of UFOs.
Oh, okay.
There's a flying saucer. There's the cigar-shaped one. There's the triangles.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with flying saucers or UFOs. I'm gonna keep that up for you, Mikey. What are you laughing at now? What are you laughing at?
I don't know. Just the whole idea of flying saucers.
Like when they fly, do they shoot sauce down?
No, they're like, it's like the shape. They're like
Like a saucer shape, like a plate or something.
like a round plate.
Who calls a plate a saucer?
I don't know. I didn't.
See, that's what I was trying to explain to him. Like, I was trying to think of an explanation for him, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. So, yeah, you lost me on that one. Sorry.
See, now that I said saucer, all I could think of is like this flying saucer. And I'm like, it's probably full of milk, and this giant cat's chasing it around. All right. We went down the rabbit hole on that one. No, UFOs. The problem with that is if the government is experimenting with a new type of plane or something like that, that would explain a UFO.
It would.
Okay. So now here's the other thing is if you have pilots, because there's a lot of these UFOs that come out where pilots go, oh man, you should have seen how this ship flew. It didn't fly like normal planes, or that couldn't be anything that we did, right?
Right.
And that's true to a certain point. Okay. So the reason that nobody can really fly in jets and do some of the extreme maneuvers that jets can technically do is because that pressure, it's called G-force on the human.
Right.
It'll cause you to black out. It'll cause all kinds of problems.
Okay.
Okay. So when you talk to these pilots, they're like, nope, I've been flying planes for so many years, and that's not from here. That we can't fly like that. You hear that a lot. Well, you go back to before the Wright brothers, and they go around saying, oh, yep, we're going to be, if you go back to before them and you say, yeah, we're going to have these big planes that can carry hundreds of people, and we're going to fly them from one side of the country to the other over the ocean.
They'd look at you like you're crazy.
You're right, they will. And they're also going to look at it and say, there's no way. Even the Wright brothers could come out and look at a modern airplane, and I'm talking one of the big boys.
Yeah.
What are some of the big boys?
So you have your 747, which is kind of small, considered smaller these days. But then you have your there's the Dreamliner. I think it's an Airbus, I think they call it an A80 or something like that.
They have like double deckers, right?
Yeah, it's the two levels.
Yeah. Of you imagine the Wright brothers looking over there and they're going, I'm looking at planes even nowadays. I'm going, I know there's a lot of stuff that goes into a plane.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
But when you look at that, you're like, they're going to get that off the ground.
You're like, whoa.
I don't think people in a previous time would even believe that. If we took a model of an airplane and say, yeah, this is what we fly around in, they're going to say, and we're going to explain how big it is. They're not going to understand. They're going to say that's not even possible.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd understand a car.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have these pilots that are going around and they're flying and they're going, yep, nope, you can't fly like that. You can't do that. There's no way that people are flying that. Now, technology is always growing, right?
Right.
Yes, it is.
So a lot of these, experimental planes that they've been flying and stuff like that, well, we see them after they're out of their experimental phase, right?
Right.
So, we get it, and they're like, well, that was a big hush-hush project. And they're like, whoa. A lot of the triangle UFOs very well could have been a stealth bomber.
They could have, yeah.
If you look at some of the light configurations of some of the old videos of that triangle flying, almost kind of looks like a stealth bomber.
I could see that, yeah.
It's also could be maybe 3 or 4 or 5 different planes flying in formation. We know the, the Blue Angels. They can fly extremely close together.
Oh, yeah.
And they practice it. So you don't think our military can practice that? So when you see, this huge giant triangle in the sky, how do you know that's just not a formation that they're flying? And they're trying to see how slow they can go. Maybe they're just running some tests.
Maybe, yeah.
And maybe they're running a new type of, aircraft that maybe they want to say how, I want to see how slow this object can go, and then we're also going to see how fast it can go.
Yeah.
You want to always check your thresholds, low, high, all the way around, right?
That is true, yeah.
So now we play with them. I love playing with little drones, little,
Oh, yeah.
the 4,
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I
Yeah,
know
you
what
know
a
what I'm talking
drone is.
a little flying droid that has,
Yeah.
quadcopter is what they're called.
Okay.
That quadcopter can go any direction, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you could literally have it go full speed one way and have it turn around almost instantly now, right?
Probably.
Yeah, those are flying really, really well.
Yeah, the high-tech ones probably can, yeah.
Well, yeah. So when we first got the little quadcopters, they weren't so great. I mean,
Yeah.
the technology was just what it wasn't. Now there's buttons where when you get a drone, you could click a button, it'll automatically fly up.
Oh, okay.
They have now that you can get like a headset, a VR headset, and based off that VR headset, it'll turn the camera, do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And they also now have them where you could actually hit a button on the remote that says follow, and that will now follow you. So you could go on like a run or a jog or ride a bike, and that drone will follow you and video you that. And then you could put and say, I want at 5 minutes in this, I want it to circle around the front of me and then go back in the background. So they're programmable now, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't realize they were programmable.
They're programmable. Now you can have a laser light show with these drones up there. Did you know that?
I've seen those.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen those for sure.
So now here's also one of the other cool things that they can do. So you could program a bunch of these drones to go up in a whole deal. Now they also have these 3D effects. Now I'm looking at buying one of these. I want one of these.
Okay.
It's this a little LED light that it has like 2 wings or 4 wings or 6 wings, however many LED things that it'll have on it. And it's like a giant fan that spins and it'll create an image.
Oh. Cool.
If you don't know what it is, it's a 3D illusion thing. You can buy them on Amazon. There's tons of them.
You can find almost anything on Amazon,
Right.
right?
So now you could, if you think about it, if you equip those on the bottom, and then you have these bigger drones that are holding those, you can create an illusion of whatever you want flying through the sky.
Yeah.
Right now, if I had enough money and enough resources, I can buy a army of drones and program them with these 3D, things on the bottom, and I could make a dragon fly over the town. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That would be pretty scary.
Right. Now here's what's scary. Here's the actual scary part. That is what civilians can do.
Yeah.
As a general rule, the military and your government has far superior technology or firepower or whatever it is than you do.
Yep.
I remember cell phones were being used by the government way before they were in hands of individuals.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember that far back, but if you say so, I believe you.
It is true, and you can look it up.
Okay.
So, and as technology becomes, as it progresses, some of that gets released to the public, and then that technology will slowly get declassified. Not everything gets declassified, but a lot of stuff does, and then that's where we get what we have now.
Okay.
So it's kind of, so if that's what we have, what does your government have?
This is a scary thought.
So now here's my other problem with aliens. For a while, the government was saying, nope, aliens don't exist. Roswell, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of them, aren't there?
Yeah, Area 51.
Area 51, Roswell. Those are the two major ones in the U.S. I believe there's a couple different versions of those in France and other countries. Russia, Germany, they all have those.
Okay.
So they all said, nope, aliens don't exist. That's where we get the Men in Black. There was these guys that went around, basically terrified people. Now,
well, that, and then after they did Independence Day, I mean, they, that got into everybody's mind that there's a secret underground bunker with aliens.
Well, the problem is there's really a secret. Area 51 exists.
Yeah.
It really exists. Now, the question is what's there?
Right.
That's the question. Now, there came a point where technology for humans jumped dramatically. There's a point where we went from kind of low tech to high tech.
Yeah.
Just really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I even remember the difference in computers from when I was Mikey's age until now. And then when I was in like junior high, I mean, the computers just nowadays, I mean, even from when I went to junior high to high school, they were different.
Right. So where did that technology come from? Was that just us progressing, or did we find a piece of alien tech that we were able to reverse engineer, and we started to utilize that information, and that's what gave us our jump start?
It could have. Who knows?
I mean, go back to caveman days. You have cave people who are, eating, plants and everything else, and then, this, the Rock family looks over to the Flintstones, and next thing you know, they're like, what's that? Is that, what do you call that? And they're like, oh, that's fire. We learn how to cook our food.
Yeah.
The technology there, even from that era would have been huge, right?
It would have been, yeah.
Our preserving methods are, far better than they were way back in the caveman days. Yeah. So where do we get that technology is the question.
That's a good question.
Because it was right around, and I can tell you when it happened, right around World War II.
Okay.
Right around World War II is when technology kind of just went almost on steroids.
Okay. Kind of just exploded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was human innovation, or did we figure something out? Or did we find something and use that to figure it out?
That's a good question.
So the government said, there's aliens, they don't exist, and the Men in Black. Now, I don't think anybody ever said, I don't think these guys walked around and said, yep, don't say anything about the aliens. I think they were hiding something, and it very well could have been them hiding their own tech. Something that was, some guy in some kind of fire retardant suit that, think of it like a NASCAR person. A NASCAR person has to wear that suit that they wear, right?
Yeah, they have their fire resistant suit, yeah.
Right. So you take that back into, people not seeing that kind of suit where that didn't really exist at that point, and you see them wearing, something that looks strange. dare I say, almost alien.
Yeah.
And then if they're charred or if they crashed and the suit kind of didn't really protect them like they thought it was, and now they have they're charred, and then maybe I hate to say it, but the crash may have caused a few fingers to become off or burned off.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, that they're carrying away a body, and this hand pops out with 3 fingers. That's all kind of charred that you can't tell what it is. I'm just saying it's a possibility. If you don't know what you're looking at, and you don't have the knowledge that we have today, you got to put yourself back in that time period, and some kind of charred, gnarled hand, and you've never seen a burned hand, so you don't know what it looks like.
Right.
And it got all mangled from the accident, and you lost a few fingers, and all of a sudden you see this hand that's in this strange suit that you've never seen from a craft that you have no clue. You've never seen anything like that in your life ever. You're a simple farmer.
Yeah.
And then it has 3 fingers. Well, what would that look like to you, right, Mikey?
Fair enough. That would look like an alien.
Right. So now, what's the best way of covering nowadays? I think we're constantly advancing in technology. So I will say, if I was a government that was running experimental airplanes and crafts and stuff like that, nowadays, I would almost want them and hope people would say, yep, that's an alien, because 42% of the people in the world, or in the U.S. anyway, would say, yep, that's alien. That's from another country, which basically means you still have your cover story of your experimental craft is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the U.S. government. I don't care if they think it's alien. I hope they think it's alien.
Yeah.
Because half the world is going to say that that's an alien. The other half is going to think it's either a hoax or BS.
Yeah.
And then if you start to get too many people going, well, our technology is getting up there. Can we do that? Well, if I was a government agency and I still want to hide that, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say, nope. I hate to say it, but aliens exist. They've been visiting us.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
can
gonna
see the government doing that.
I'm going to throw some misinformation, and I'm going to say, yep, we've been hiding it from you. And then I have evidence that we were hiding something. I just have to make you draw the conclusion that that was aliens.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't want to say that I completely distrust the government,
Okay.
but people have their motives.
Right.
And people have their secrets, and our governments have to have secrets. We don't want that information falling into the hands of our enemies.
Right.
And every country is going to think that same way. So we have to, they hide stuff like that. It's classified. There's a reason for it. I completely understand it. I'm not upset that they do it. Eventually, I think it needs to be declassified.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something experimental and it could cause, if that information gets out, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want nuclear secrets going to everybody out there and their mother.
Yeah.
I get that. But who killed JFK? That's a different story.
Right.
So the problem is it's when governments start to do shady, that's where you have a problem.
Exactly.
But as far as aliens go here, I don't know, and I may be dead wrong. They may say, "Yep, that's how we got our technology. We found this thing. It took us 20 years to, figure it out. Once we figured it out, now we can release it. That's how we got drones, and that's how we got this. That's how we're doing this other stuff."
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
As I'm still a firm believer that aliens exist. Okay.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, aliens exist. I want to say there's really not a whole doubt in my mind that exists. Mainly because the universe is too vast to say, and I'm sorry, I'm not conceited enough to say that we're the only we can't be the only intelligent life form on Earth, because if we're or in the world, in the universe, if we're the only intelligent species in the whole universe, we're doomed. I hope there's someone smarter than us out there.
I hope so too.
Because we're apes compared to if they can travel, we're apes compared to them. We're dumb monkeys.
Okay.
Well, that's our evolution, as we came from.
Yeah. From monkeys.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're from the planet of the apes. We always want to say we're the humans, but we're the apes in that. We're the lizards. We're the dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
That's where I think we fall in that spectrum. Now, part of this also is, and this is Mikey's argument is, and let me make sure I understand your argument. If other life exists out there and they could get to us, why don't they just come wipe us out, right?
Right.
Okay. There is gophers and moles in our backyard, right?
Right.
Did we remove them? They're a nuisance, right?
Right.
So we just eradicated them, right?
Well, no, we used something to get rid of.
We tried to.
Yeah.
But we used something to get rid of them.
Well, and we basically to get rid of them, we tried to just get them out of our backyard, right?
Right.
We don't. It's not like humans go on moles are this and they need to be destroyed, and we eradicated them. Mosquitoes serve really no purpose. Did you know that? A mosquito really serves no purpose.
That is true.
But mosquitoes are still around. Why haven't we figured out a way of just destroying every single mosquito on Earth?
Maybe because there's too many mosquitoes on Earth.
But if you could figure out how to kill them, why not?
Because again, there's too many and they reproduce too fast, and you can't.
Maybe humans do too. Maybe if you're thinking, just one other species of alien out there, maybe there's thousands of aliens out there, and we're just one of 1,000 different planets or 1 million different planets that have life on it. Why would they come here and destroy it?
Maybe because we have something that they want.
What do we have? What's on Earth that's not somewhere else?
Probably different metals or.
Every metal you could. We're looking at harvesting gold and all kinds of metals from the asteroid belt. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to get the space gold.
Okay then.
So there's nothing unique on Earth that doesn't exist on every other planet. Did you know that?
No.
Iron ore, all those materials. The moon is made up of half what the Earth was. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So. When the Earth was formed and the moon was there, the moon and the Earth collided. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that's the scientific information that you can Google that. You could look that up. That's actually something that they have, because they're saying that when they collided, that's how the moon got into the orbit of the Earth.
Okay then.
It basically hit, transferred materials back and forth between the two. And then it went from there.
Oh.
Okay.
So they don't have to come destroy Earth. All they have to do is go harvest the moon if they want some of our materials. But we also found all that material in the asteroid belt too.
Okay then.
So there's really nothing here. The only thing that is, and it's on every planet too, iron ore. That's a huge thing as well. But back when the world was, that's why our core is iron, because when we were created, we were more of we weren't hardened like we are. We were kind of molten lava and that kind of stuff. And because of the gravitational pull and the spin of the Earth, all the heaviest objects of metals, which is iron ore is one of the heaviest, it all kind of sinks in and goes into the middle. Just like with a rock. If you put a rock in water, the rock's going to sink, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's because of the gravitational pull on there.
Okay.
So that's how the Earth was formed. So there's nothing special with I hate to say it, but there's really nothing special with the Earth, except for we are in the Goldilocks part where we're so close enough to the sun where we have liquid water. There are at least 5 or 6 other Goldilocks planets that they have found looking through telescopes that can actually sustain life.
Huh.
So it's the Goldilocks theory there.
Okay.
So keep that in mind when you're going through those.
Interesting.
So if millions upon millions of miles, that can happen, right?
Right.
Now, do you know how long it's going to take to get to Mars? Do either one of you guys know?
No.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 months or something, isn't it?
Yep, that is correct. And that's the closest window. I mean, I think they could trim off of maybe a month or so.
Oh, okay.
So what they're saying is if we decide that we're going to start colonizing Mars, the reality here is once you make that choice that you're going to go to Mars, the chances of you ever coming back to Earth is slim to none.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I have to say the same thing with aliens traveling. Then that's just Mars, and Mars is one of the closest planets to us. To get one of these Goldilocks planets, that spaceship with those aliens have to travel so far. Now this is assuming wormholes and other modes of transportation doesn't exist. That is going to be pretty much a life travel.
Okay.
Why are you going to travel that far just to kill someone?
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, Mikey?
That's fair.
That it would be, and this is not even an equivalent to it, but it would be the same as me trying to walk and swim to Australia because I didn't like some guy over there, so I walked and swam, not took an airplane, walked and swam to Australia to go kill somebody.
That would take you forever.
Right. Why would I do that?
You wouldn't.
So why would an alien?
Maybe because the spaceships and stuff are just faster in space because there's no gravity.
Well, no, gravity still exists in space. You didn't know that.
Gravity? No, it's called zero gravity.
Are you sure? There's no gravity in space?
Yes, when you leave this atmosphere and you go out into space, they call it zero gravity.
There's still gravity. Gravity still exists, even if you're in outer space.
Okay, then. I've always heard it as zero gravity, so I've always thought there's no gravity out there.
Yep, that's there's less gravity. Gravity doesn't have as much effect on you the further you go up. So the space station.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where's that?
In outer space?
Yeah, but do you know how far up that is actually?
No clue.
About 250 miles up off of Earth. Did you know that?
No.
So if you looked at a globe and you put your pinky finger on the globe, your pinky finger the top of your pinky finger is further away from Earth as it would be the space station. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. Do you know what keeps things in orbit?
Some type of gravitational pull.
Yep. So things move very, very fast, right?
Yeah.
So the way the space station stays in orbit is it's in a constant state of falling. Did you know that?
In a constant state of falling?
Yep. The space station is constantly falling toward Earth. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. It's falling around Earth and it's missing.
How?
Because it is moving at such a rapid speed.
Wow. Okay, then.
So it's the momentum and the centrifugal force that's keeping the space station in line. So it's falling constantly.
Okay, then.
You didn't know that?
I do not remember learning that. No.
Yep. So what happens when they decommission something?
Doesn't it just fall back down into Earth's atmosphere
Why does it fall down back onto Earth's atmosphere?
because of the gravitational pull?
Right. They turn off the centrifugal force. They stop the engines.
Oh.
They slow it down. They make it where it's no longer falling to miss, and they design it to fall to go through the atmosphere.
Oh, and then it just burns up and then...
Right.
Okay, then.
So that's why. So it's a big misnomer of there is no. You're saying space is all zero gravity, right?
Yes.
Do you know why the Earth doesn't get hit by very many meteors or anything like that?
I think it's because of Jupiter, isn't it? No.
Yes, you're right. It's because of Jupiter's gravitational pull on them, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But those comets are in outer space, right?
Right.
You said it's zero gravity.
Well, I mean, other planets could have like their own like gravitational pull to them.
Yeah, you're right. Do you know how far they've done scales? I urge everybody to look at how far the planets are apart in reality. Because you can take a ballpoint pen, you know what a ballpoint pen is, right? A regular pen.
Yeah.
That's a ball that's a very tiny little ball in that ballpoint pen.
Right.
If you take that the size of the Earth, you've got to walk about 20 to 50 feet away from the Earth, that little ballpoint pen thing, just to get the distance between that on a scale of where your sun is.
Holy cow.
The reason that there's a reason that our scale is skewed for that. The moon is so far away, it's not funny. So I urge anybody to really look at distances and how far the moon is away from the Earth and how far everything is away from each other, right? Now, we're going to get into, a couple other shows later on.
Okay.
I know we're going to have our Valentine's Day show updated, but just to give you an idea of when someone says, I love you to the moon and back. Do you know what that means?
Like all the way to the moon and back. So a very long time.
So if the human heart, if you were to walk to the moon and back,
Okay.
that would be every beat of your heartbeat.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I did not know.
Every beat?
Yep. So if you decide, if it was possible for you to, as soon as you're born, get up and walk to the moon and then back to Earth, you'd be dead. The minute you get back to Earth, you are dead. Oh. That's how long it will take you in your lifetime to do it. It would take every beat of your living heart to do that.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
That is that's the fuel of the human body. So when someone says, I love you to the moon and back, that's what that means. That's where that came from.
Oh, okay.
So that is why I don't think aliens are visiting us. I just don't think it because it's too far away.
Okay, well, I could see that.
It takes us 6 minutes to get to, or 6 months just to get to the closest planet. We're just now getting satellites and some of the stuff that we launched way back in the 60s and 70s outside of our galaxy. Do you know, outside of the Milky Way galaxy? Did you know that? Yeah.
Wow.
So there have been things that are launched and just now getting out of the galaxy. That's how far away they are. Now I understand aliens may have some really good propulsion. We're taking out wormholes, anything like that. But you're also got to understand that that's once you achieve that level of space travel.
Okay, fair enough.
So if we want, how long has humans been on Earth?
Billions and billions of years.
No, not even close.
Not billions, millions. I meant.
Nope, not even close.
Really? How long have we been on here?
Adam and Eve's story goes back to like 200,000 years ago. So humans are supposed to have been on Earth for roughly 200 to 250,000 years.
Really?
Yep, that's it.
That's still a lot of years, though.
Well, yeah, as far as what we are concerned, that's a lot of years, right? So if you take that into a consideration here, so we've been on Earth for, let's say, 250,000 years. And we're not anywhere close to trying to visit another planet. We're just, it's a theory at this point. And that's just the closest planet to us. We are probably, if I want to take a guess, I would say we're millions of years away from intergalactic travel.
Really?
Yep. And even at that, the universe is so vast that even if we're intergalactic traveling, the chances of us running, it's not like you're going to be, it's not like all these aliens are using, Interstellar 405 and traveling down the same roadway, right? No, I'm serious. I mean, they're not like that. We'll just take the freeway to Earth. It just doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
We could leave Earth and never run into another alien because it's it's vast. It's so vast that it's crazy. Take the Sahara Desert. It's a vast place, right?
Yeah.
Let's put 1,000 ants in different places in the Sahara Desert. And then I'm going to say, Mikey, go find all the ants.
That's going to be impossible.
Right.
Exactly.
I'd probably die before I find all of them. Or they would probably die before I found them.
Right. Do you see? So by the time we're on a radar of some alien group, we might be dead or way gone before that. Even if they happen to stumble upon us in ancient times, they left and they didn't come back. Because by the time they come back, here's what's going to happen. They may come back, and you know what? It very well could be the same person. Did you know that? Now we're going to get... That's a little more science than I want to get into.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't know that, Mikey?
No.
Okay. I'll give you a little tidbit, because you'll like this. If I decide to leave Earth, okay?
Okay.
And I left Earth traveling at the speed of light, and I'm gone for 5 years, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to come back 5 years older. Did you know that?
You would come back 5 years older?
Yep. And you'll be dead.
Wait. I would be dead?
Yep.
And you would be only 5 years younger?
No, I'd be 5 years older.
Or 5 years older?
Yep.
How? What? How?
Now, that is where I'm going to leave this show. I want you to understand that, and I want... That's science. Isn't that crazy?
That is weird.
Right. So that's why I say aliens do exist, but they're not visiting us. And I think that'll be a good after show.
Alrighty. Bye, everybody.